and what's and whys and wherefores. Here you'll find your what-nots and therefores. So come on along, let's find out what's going on. Where's and when's and who's and what's it's. No matter what your taste, you can trust it's the place where you can find all your new Disney news. Where's and when's and who's and what's it's. No matter what you taste, you can trust it's the place where you can find all your new Disney news.
Welcome to the Sweet Spot Podcast, our current events edition as of March 29th, 2024.
All right. Thank you for joining us.
My name is Lynn, your host, and Ken's my co-host, and we are both former Disneyland Custodial cast members, and we host the #1 Disneyland podcast hosted by two former Disneyland custodians.
#1.
We are also authors of the books Cleaning the Kingdom. We have two different books out under the same title, different subtitles, but different content also in each book. And you can get signed copies of the second book on our website, thesweetspot.com, sweepspot.com, and it's signed by both of us. Or you can get both books not signed by both of us, or signed at all, at Amazon, and those are paperback. You can also get them in digital copies, like on Kindle and Apple Books, and wherever those are found. You can also get the audiobooks of both of them wherever audiobooks are found, Audible and iTunes. And if you'd like to help support our show, we do a Patreon where you give $5 or more per month and you get some cool perks. You get one bonus episode that we record each month dedicated to the Patreons. And it's always about Disneyland, obviously, but we discuss various topics surrounding Disneyland, Ken and I, and you get that. And then you also get to join us for our current events live, like tonight, where we have our Patreons in the chat room, and they're able to leave messages, and I can see them, and I'll kind of incorporate those messages into our conversation when it seems appropriate. And we have a lot of fun. They even have like their own conversations going on while we're recording, just, about Disneyland and different things. But it's a lot of fun, and we enjoy doing it. So you can join our Patreon, and it helps keep the show going, and helps us pay our bills and stuff that we have to keep the show going. And for $5 or more a month, you get those cool perks. But if you don't really care about the perks too much, but you just want a way to help us out, you can do that. Also, even $1. We have people that give $1 a month, and we really appreciate them just as much. And we really appreciate everyone that's willing to give their hard-earned money to help keep our show going. And also something new as of just yesterday, we are going to be at D23 Expo, and in a different way than we have been in the past. I know that some of you have come to see us in the past at D23 Expo. It's not even called D23 Expo now. It's like it was the ultimate event or something.
And when is this thing?
It's a good question, Ken. I think it's August. Is it 9th, 10th, 11th, I believe?
I'm not sure. It's been in August and in September.
It's in August for sure.
It's in August this time.
Yeah.
They couldn't wait to September. They said, we've got to get Ken and Lynn in here a month early.
That's right.
Yeah.
No, it is October 9th, 10th, August 9th. Yeah, even further. August 9th, 10th, and 11th this year at the Anaheim Convention Center is where we will be. And we're not going to be there all day like we had been in the past. We're going to be there, but we'll be in a different way. We will be at a booth. We will discuss more about that as it gets closer, but we only be at this booth for a few hours each day, and then we'll be roaming around,
causing mischief. No,
That's right.
We're well behaved.
No, but yeah, so we will be there, and we'd love for you to come by. And as we get closer, we will know like more of the exact times we'll be there each day, and would love to see you all out there. So definitely
Plans
more.
are subject to change, but this is our plan as of now.
Right,
We have no reason to believe it will change. I'm just saying,
right, right.
Yeah.
Well, life changes, so yeah.
That's right.
So yeah, that's the plan as of right now, and more info to come on that. But I just think we need to get right into our current events. What do you say?
Yes, it's been too long.
Hello, everyone. This is Eric Johnson with Concy Ears, and welcome to the D180. While Ken and Lynn cover all things Disneyland, in the D180 we take a spin around the rest of the Disney universe, and we do it in 180 seconds. Let's jump right in. We begin our journey this week in a river. The River Ems is home base to the Meyerwerft shipyard, where the Disney Treasure passed a very big test last week. The shipmakers flooded the dock with water and allowed the treasure to float for the very first time. It's always a plus when your ship doesn't sink when it first hits water, right? The team floated the treasure out of its dock and moved it to another one nearby, where it will experience the remainder of its construction. We're getting so close to the maiden voyage later this year. If you are curious why the ship could not stay in its birthplace, the move has everything to do with the new... If you are curious why the ship could not stay put in its birthplace, the move has everything to do with the new hotness with the Disney Cruise Line, the Disney Destiny. The cruise line announced that the Destiny would be ready to set sail in 2025, which is a surprisingly tight timeline. Much like I reported on the Treasure a few short months ago, the builders have already performed their keel-laying ceremony on the Destiny. This long-standing shipbuilding tradition is the official start of any new ship. Coins depicting Minnie Mouse in a cape and superhero outfit were placed under the keel, and good luck is sure to follow. About that superhero getup, the Destiny's main theme deviates from anything else the Disney Cruise Line has done before. We do not know a lot of detail at this point, but the idea is to pit heroes versus villains from Disney features both classic and modern. It sounds like we're going to have a lot of fun on the high seas once 2025 rolls around. As we head back to the States, swing by Disney Springs at the Walt Disney World Resort. The Springs are always a great place to spend the evening, but from May 24th through September 2nd, there's even more to see. Find a spot along the waterfront and look to the skies for a whole new show named Disney Dreams That Soar. Unlike most of the shows around the resort, this new experience pairs music with choreographed drones over the lake. If this show is anything like the amazing visuals used at the Disneyland Paris Nighttime Spectacular, this is going to be quite a sight to see. Keep on moving westward after you see that new light show. Yes, pass right over Disneyland, even if the Season of the Force Festival is still rolling. Keep right on moving until you reach Aulani, Disney's resort and spa on the Hawaiian island of Oahu. If you think this fall might be a little chilly for you, it's time to plan for a warmer climate. For stays most nights from August 21st to December 20th, 2024, you can find great discounts on rooms and villas. Stay just 4 nights and enjoy up to 25% off of your room. Stick around longer, 5 nights or more, and save even more, up to 30% off each night. The longer you stay, the better those savings get. And if you happen to carry one of those Disney Visa cards, take an additional 5% off of either of those offers. That's right. During the same time period, you can stay for up to 35% off your room if you use that Disney Visa to book your stay. It seems like the perfect time of year to forget the world around you and relax on a beach. Well, I hope you enjoyed our quick spin around the rest of the Disney universe. If you'd like to learn more about these Disney adventures or just have a few questions, please come on over. Visit the social media and websites of both the Sweep Spot and Concy Ears. Then reach out to Lynn, your personal travel planner. He looks forward to planning something special for you and your family. For Concy Ears, I'm Eric Johnson, and this has been your D180.
Looking to go to Disneyland Resort in California, Walt Disney World Resort in Florida, Aulani in Hawaii, or on a Disney cruise, or Adventures by Disney Vacation, I am here to help you book the best vacation possible, and my expertise and services won't cost you anything extra. Disney pays me, not you. As a perk by booking a package with me, I can also book your dining reservations, park reservations, tours, shuttles, and more. Let me do the hard work while you get excited about your upcoming Disney vacation. I can also book Universal Studios trips as well. By booking with me this year, you will receive 3 months free of our Patreon perk, like our bonus episodes, and join in on our current events live. So contact me at Barron, that's LBARRON at concierge.com. That's CONCIEARS.com, or the sweep spot at gmail.com. Now we're going to have the current events. Ken, what do you have for us?
Well, Lynn, not much. I mean, it's only been since March 1st since we recorded.
Wow.
So, yeah, we had a little bit of special programming because of reasons. But, yeah, we're back in the swing of things, and so here we go.
We are.
We have our Patreon supporters joining us in the chat room.
Yeah.
Yay. So, all right. Let's talk Avatar. This is there was a report March 5th at Mice Chat called Disneyland News: An Avatar-themed land is coming to California, and that was by Samantha Davis Friedman. And in it, it says, in Disney speak, there's a difference between an experience and a land. But today, during a question and answer session at the Morgan Stanley Technology, Media, and Telecom Conference, Disney CEO Bob Iger stated an Avatar-themed quote-unquote land will be coming to the Disneyland Resort. Now, I do believe, did we talk about this on a bonus episode, I believe, Lynn? Or
A little bit, yeah. About Avatar? I think so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, well, I just, what do you think?
I
Just briefly, we don't need to rehash everything. But.
Yeah, I don't know if it is a land. I don't think it's going to be in any existing area that we have in the parks now. I mean, that's just my guess. It could, I guess, do a whole Tomorrowland thing, but there's this whole Disneyland Forward. Maybe that could be a part of it, or it could be a part of that. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. And I mean, things can change. They could have a full-blown plan right now where they know exactly what they want to build and where they want to build it.
Right.
Doesn't mean it's actually going to happen.
Right.
So we'll have to wait and see. There was something that's happened recently that's added fuel to the fire. Do you know what that is, Lynn?
I think so. Was it a certain Imagineer joint coming back to do some training?
Yes, that is correct.
Classes or something like that?
Diz Twitter, and I'm sure other social media Disney people were quite excited when Joe Rohde posted that he was back physically at Imagineering.
Mm-hmm.
And supposedly it's for some sort of training and that sort of thing. But of course he's going to be in the Disney Legends class this year, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So that often gets tied together. He could be working on Avatar Land and other things for all we know. I mean, it's that often gets tied together. It's kind of like pro wrestling. They decide they're going to induct, they're going to induct somebody into the WWE Hall of Fame. And what a surprise! They come back and they work a program for a few months. So
you don't. I mean, it has a lot to do with obviously the fact that he worked on Avatar Land and Animal Kingdom and Animal Kingdom Park, right? So
yeah,
that's why people are speculating. But I mean, it could be for any reason, really. It could be just because he was available. I don't know.
Yeah,
but,
I guess time will tell.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we'll get some sort of announcement at D23 this summer.
I mean, maybe he's back so that we can get the original Journey to Imagination back. Because he'd been known to play Dreamfinder sometimes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, but we'll see what becomes of that. Is anybody in the chat room speaking up about this?
Oh yeah. Let's see what's the first one that has to do with that. Justin said, "Hope they don't touch Soaring." I don't think they would. John, still trying to figure out who asked for this land. Christine, probably
Jim Cameron, probably
some
did.
guy named James Cameron. Yeah, that's what Christine said. John said, just like the third movie, wasn't two enough? Christine said she hadn't watched either of the movies. I know a lot of people that.
So you're the one. No.
Yeah. Well, I know a lot of people that haven't. So I don't know. John said Golden Zephyr, Avatar Spin. Yeah, John just said they're okay. The movies are okay, but not great. So obviously, I mean, they did well in the movie. I think that's why Disney's moving more towards this, because it did so well in the movie theaters, obviously.
Right. Yeah. We'll see. I mean, who knows? It's fun to speculate. All right. Well, I'm going to move on from the official Disney Parks blog. Jessica Pineda, the public relations manager, she had a guide to Season of the Force at Disneyland Resort. And it says here, the limited time Season of the Force will land at Disneyland Park very soon, April 5th through June 2nd. So that's coming right up. Unless you listen to this years later, but if you're someone who listens to it eagerly the moment it comes out, it's only a few days away. And it says here, on select nights, starting April 5th at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, you will be able to take in Fire of the Rising Moons, a nighttime experience that debuts a different view of the stunning Disneyland Park fireworks display with musical accompaniment. During this special gathering, villagers and visitors will come together to celebrate their freedom and honor the heroes and legends of the galaxy who came before them. As the skies over Batuu light up in bursts of color, imaginations are ignited with the iconic music associated with tales from across the galaxy. It will be a powerful moment you won't want to miss. And later on in the story, also beginning April 5th, Star Tours, The Adventures Continue, will feature new additions inspired by the Disney Plus series Ahsoka, Andor, and Mandalorian. Earlier this month, we revealed the planet Sietos as the attraction's newest destination. During your flight, you may also receive urgent transmissions from Ahsoka Tano, Cassian Andor, or Din Djarin and Grogu. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing anything, folks. As you can see, I haven't been watching a lot of Disney Plus. The high-speed Space Mountain overlay, Hyperspace Mountain, will return to Tomorrowland for a limited time through June 2nd. you'll once again be able to race through the galaxy, encountering a Star Destroyer and dodging TIE fighters along the way. So, what do you think?
Awesome. Well, I'm glad that they're making another change to Star Tours. That's always fun.
Mm-hmm.
They've done that several times now since it's open. So that's good. It's good to add that and have that synergy, right, Ken? Synergy.
It's the universe of synergy.
This is something they've been doing for the past few years. This season of the Force, they've been been getting more and more. It just with the Star Wars nights that they're having, it just happens that May the 4th is on a Saturday this year, so that won't be having it that night, but they'll have, looks like you have plenty of time to get down there, and I assume that the Ahsoka changes addition to it will be there beyond this season of the Force, because it is still a very popular show.
Yeah. MyChat.com also covers the Disneyland events and season of the Force details. So now, is anybody in the chat room have anything to say about this?
A few things. Michael said fireworks and John Williams will be awesome. Christine said hoping to go during the season of the Force. Justin said, did anyone else see on Facebook that Cars, Buzz, and Woody were heading toward the resort? Not yet. We'll look into that. Christine saw it. She said, yes, Justin. Yeah. So good. I mean, there's going to be a lot more to come on this once people get to experience some of this stuff. I'm sure we'll be hearing more about it.
Lynn, I need a break from reading the stories. You take the next one.
All right. Where are we at? Okay, here we are. So this comes from the OC Register. Brady McDonald. I reached out to him. If he's a listener, we want to talk to you. We'd love to have him on the show. He writes a lot of these articles that we mentioned, and it'd be fun to talk with him about Disneyland. It's titled Oogie Boogie Bash 2024, Disneyland Halloween event dates, tickets, and details. Now, this is interesting because I had a client. Yes, I work for concierge. I could plan your Disney trips.
Ding, ding, ding.
I had a listener of ours, Wade, reach out to me, and he asked me if I had heard anything. And the reason I hadn't heard anything is because we hadn't recorded yet. I've been kind of out of it this past week. I was a little sick, so that could have been part of it. So anyways, it says here, Disneyland has announced Oogie Boogie Bash will return in 2024 without revealing dates for the special event. But that doesn't mean we don't have a good sense of when Oogie Boogie Bash will be held in 2024. Halloween time will run August 23rd through October 31st at the Disneyland and Disney California Adventure. It says that's the earliest start ever for Halloween time that serves an overarching umbrella for a series of seasonal events that includes Oogie Boogie Bash. Oogie Boogie Bash ran on 25 nights in 2023 on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays from September 5th through 31st. And here are the expected dates. And there's a whole bunch here.
Yeah.
They're expected. These are not announced yet.
So, yeah, they're taking an educated guess. So,
off of past days that they've had this. So, I'm sure we'll get more about this as things get into. So expect Disneyland to announce an on-sale date this year for Oogie Boogie Bash in late May or early June. Tickets for Oogie Boogie Bash 2023 went on sale starting on the last Tuesday in June. So if tradition holds, the last Tuesday of the month in 2024 is June 25th. So
maybe they'll be recovered from the D23 ticket sales by then.
Yeah. So this is another very popular event that sells out fairly quickly. Sought after to get these tickets. So we have over at Concierge, we have had a good record of being able, we cannot ever guarantee. I've had someone ask me, said that we had guaranteed, but we never guarantee, but we always try our best. And we've had a pretty good record of being able to get some of these tickets.
Yeah.
If you book a package with us, tickets and hotel or just hotel. Okay.
So there's a lot of speculation in that story as to why they haven't released the dates. And I remember when Halloween was one day of the year. I liked Halloween.
Yeah.
So, but the kids today, they get it too good. They get 3 months of Halloween.
That's a long time. By the time Halloween hits, I'm about done with it. I'm like, all right, it's time for Christmas now.
It comes Christmas overnight,
It really does.
Thanksgiving's like, what happened?
Yeah, that's what we have a couple comments. John had said Christmas decorations going up next week.
It's like Costco.
Two holidays collide, right?
Yeah.
Michael said someday they'll create decorations that automatically turn around from Halloween side to Disney side to Christmas side. Sorry. Yeah.
They'll just make everybody wear goggles. It'll be augmented reality. And so that's where all the decorations will be in the goggles.
I like it. All right. Let's move on.
Well, keep an eye on the chat room. Those chat room yackers are Patreon supporters. So
That's right.
If you want to join them, be a Patreon supporter of the Sweep Spot. All right. Everybody's having fun in the chat room. So, okay. Here's Mice Chat's Dusty Sage from back on March 22nd. And he says, Disneyland news, Donald Duck's Pond, Donald's Duck Pond officially opens in Toontown. And now it's complete. Yeah, we've been following the whole saga of Toontown for the last couple of years. Toontown officially reopened on March 19th, 2023. That's a year ago. After a year-long reimagining, which brought a new ride, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, and new versions of Goofy's House and Donald Duck's Boat, among other changes. Donald's Boat was previously open to guests to climb on and around, but the refurbishment flipped the script, making the area around the boat wet and dry play zones, let me reread. Making the area around the boat wet and dry play zones, but the ship itself became off limits. While the dry areas of Donald Duck's Pond opened back in 2023, the splash zone did not and remained behind construction walls until this morning, March 22nd, 2024, when it surprise opened to guests. So, yeah, that's what do you think, Lynn? I mean, it's back, or it's done, or
took them a year, right? Took them a year. To be honest, I didn't even know that it wasn't open because I've been over there and walked around Toontown a couple of times since it's reopened, maybe more than that, but not to go way back then that way towards that area. I didn't even notice that it wasn't open. So
yeah,
I'm glad it is.
All right. I wonder if anybody in the chat room is gone there with their swimsuit and
yeah. I'm sure they are. Great. All right. Well, it's good to have finally open.
All right. Well, I'm on a roll, so I'm gonna continue with the next story,
Okay.
which is from Laughing Place. Trisha Kennedy has new characters for Tiana's Bayou Adventure reveal. So it's taken a while to reveal these characters because they had to do really thorough background checks on all of them, make sure they weren't problematic and stuff like that. So, Byhalia the Beaver. Byhalia doesn't just build dams, she helps build musical instruments using natural materials from the bayou. As a strong-willed percussionist, it's safe to say Byhalia is the heartbeat of the band, as well as a natural designer and engineer. Oh, folks, you're gonna be buying some plush dolls, huh? Let me tell you here.
Yeah.
Gritty the rabbit, always willing to dig a little deeper to help others. Gritty plays the washboard, a found automobile license plate, with a high-energy flair. It's the perfect instrument for someone who's often overzealous and digs to relieve her nerves.
Is Gritty used to have another name?
I don't know.
Brer? No, just kidding. All right. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Bo the Opossum. Seeing limitless possibilities, no one finds more wonder in the bayou and the sounds of Zydeco music than Bo. All she knows is beauty, especially her own. You can find her plucking out the low notes with her upright, gourd bass, which of course involves some musical dexterity with her tail. Apollo the raccoon. Apollo loves transforming abandoned objects into works of musical art. Like his squeeze box. He's full of energy and storytelling, especially about the objects he finds in the bayou. He's particularly close with Rufus and appreciates Rufus's calm demeanor. Rufus? Rufus the turtle. Oh, see, okay. Rufus may be a turtle, but he's quick to jump into rhythm with his harmonica. He's also the first to join in on new adventures. He's genuine and sincere, but may come across as a little sarcastic at times with his habitual sighing. Rufus loves going on adventures with Apollo. Timoleon the otter. He's the eldest of the band, but Timoleon's fiddle playing is inspired by all the kids he spends his time around while in the bayou. When he's not sawing out a jig, he's famous for telling stories of days long ago about his explorations of every corner of the bayou. And finally, there's Chewy the alligator, who just likes biting people until they scream. No, I added that last character. So these are new characters they're introducing for the new attraction, Lynn.
All right, I like it.
They're not just sticking with their story wise and character wise and setting. They're not sticking with the movie. I mean, yes.
Why would you?
Because I don't know. People might expect to see that when they go.
Yeah.
But Tiana's from the movie, but
right, in a different form, right? She doesn't have her princess gown on, or whatever you call it.
No, she's a business leader, is what she is. Right. Yes.
All right. Well, it looks good. It looks like I'm imagining that they repurpose some of the others, but that's good. Keep their legend alive.
I was a little confused because Rufus, was wasn't he like the stage, the tech guy for
the light
Country Bears?
Yeah. I wonder if that was a nod to to the Country Bears.
Who knows?
Yeah, I hope so. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Well, we will find out more and more as it gets closer to when that will open, as we don't know, but I'm sure we'll find out soon. But Let's see what the chat room had to say about all that. Christine said the new critters look cute.
And they're tasty.
Justin, being a Splash fan, I just grind my teeth over this. I understand that. We will have to see. John said, can you imagine the line when Tiana opens up? And oh, yeah, the line. Yes, they'll probably do you think they'll do the virtual queue again, maybe?
I wouldn't be surprised if they're making, arrangements to do all their little tricks as far as lightning lane and skip the line and
all the tricks. Disneyland man Neil said, I'd love them to see them introduce some character like Billy likes to razz forests and sell off the rare woods to make matches. What? Yeah. So yeah, a lot of people are excited. A lot of people are not. Michael, alligators turned loose on protesters. Yeah. So I think we'll just have to hold judgment until it opens, and it'll be the same ride. It's just
same physical ride.
Yeah. Just different sounds and view, things you see, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Let's move on.
I've had enough of that, so you can continue the next story about
let's move away from the Princess and the Frog and all that. Oh, okay. Okay, this comes on March 18th, and it's from Kelsey Lynch, Public Relations Director at Disneyland Resort. Disneyland announces 2 shops inspired by Princess and the Frog. They reimagined...
Surprise, surprise, surprise. How many shops are down in Critter Country?
Right. Well, yeah. It says the reimagined merchandise locations coming to Critter Country and Disneyland Park will include Ray's Berets and Lewis Critter Club. Their stories will further immerse you into Princess Tiana's story, along with the opening of the attraction Tiana's Bayou Adventure later this year. Lewis Critter Club retail shop coming to Disneyland Park. Lewis Critter Club, currently the left-hand side of Pooh Corner, so not the candy store, but the other side, will be the place to go for apparel, accessories, home decor, and more, featuring some of your favorite critters and Princess Tiana in Critter Country. Yeah. The first location, Ray's Berets, currently the Briar Patch, will be the best place for guests to shop for headwear, apparel, accessories, toys, and more, with Firefly Raymond and his Firefly Ken in the coziest cabin in Critter Country. You're sure to light up when you see how these Bayou Bugs have made this home their own. Ray's Berets retail shop coming to Disneyland Park. Ray's Berets, currently the Briar Patch, will be okay. So
yeah, sorry, I think I got a little redundant there.
Yeah, well, you're excited about it. So so this is coming over there. It also says the treats side of Pooh Corner will remain as a destination for must-have merchandise from 100 Acre Wood, including beloved sweet treats like Tigger Tails. To make way for these exciting enhancements to the land, Bayou's Tiana's Critter Country will temporarily close beginning May 1st.
They won't be able to do their traditional May parade.
Oh man.
Never mind.
Hey, I wonder what's going to happen to that shop in New Orleans, because they have a Tiana's shop over there by it's kind of by Blue Bayou, like a little past that. And then they'll have the other 2 shops in Critter Country, and then the restaurant in New Orleans. There's quite a bit of if you're a Princess and the Frog fan, this is your time. This is your time. That's right. Yeah. Let's see what's going on in the chat room.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where'd we leave off at? Okay. Said them twice there. Yeah. I think we'll say wow. The whole Tiana things is getting a little overwhelming. We might as well call the West Side Tiana's Land. The movie is a great movie, but when is enough going to be enough? That's right. John said it'll be a sweep spot souvenir show. That's right.
That would sell really well.
I do think that it is a little Princess and the Frog heavy on that side, and I always liked that New Orleans Square was not this huge like IP thing. It was more authentic to New Orleans Square,
Yeah.
and not throwing in movies. I mean, you had Pirates of the Caribbean, but that was, but in the ride, it wasn't too much going on outside. So we'll have to see. I hope that they do just keep a lot of that. I think they probably will close. Reading the description of the shop at the end of Critter Country sounds a little bit like what they're selling in the shop in New Orleans Square, and I assume that will close and they will have these. I can't see them having shops all over the park for this, but
You're gonna add one to Tomorrowland.
you can. Disneyland Man says, does Disney have any other IPs in their historical bag that is New Orleans-ish? I don't know.
They could do Child of Glass, which was a pretty interesting. I think it was made for TV movie that they ran in the Wonderful World of Disney that scared the heck out of me as a kid.
Was the Rescuers in?
It might have had some setting in.
I just remember alligators and things. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I want to move on.
That's good.
But if there's anything more in the chat room, let me know. From the Orange County Register, Brady McDonald reported that it's time for Peter Pan to swap. Who knew that Peter Pan and Jack Sparrow were swapping? But here we go. Disneyland swaps Peter Pan for Jack Sparrow when Fantasmic returns. The Fantasmic Nighttime Spectacular will return to Disneyland Rivers of Americas on May 24th with a beloved Peter Pan sequence on the sailing ship Columbia and a new climactic battle scene between Sorcerer Mickey and Maleficent. So the returning scene featuring Peter Pan and Captain Hook sword fighting amid the masts of a pirate ship was part of the original Fantasmic show when the Nighttime Spectacular debuted in 1992. That is 32 years ago. I'm so old. The Peter Pan scene was replaced by Pirates of the Caribbean aboard the sailing ship Columbia when Fantasmic underwent an extensive refurbishment in 2017. The Pirates of the Caribbean scene featured stunt pirates performing falls and sliding down ropes with Captain Jack Sparrow swinging from the back of the ship in the final sequence. Fantasmic won't include the dragon animatronic figure when the show returns, but will instead feature new special effects during the battle scene between Sorcerer Mickey and Maleficent. So what they're going to do, they're not going to have the animatronic because they bioengineered a living dragon.
Cool, like Jurassic.
That's right, like Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
So as Universal's trying to stop them, they're suing for infringement, but just you wait and see. You heard it here, folks. You heard it here first. And we would never get such speculation wrong.
No. All right. So we moving.
Anyone want to chime in on the?
Yeah, let's see here. John said pirates didn't pay their rent for the ship.
That's well, they're pirates. They're not very reliable.
Right. Christine said, I think Peter Pan fits the show better. It's supposed to be Mickey's dream. Why would he dream in real life? I never thought of that.
That's a good question. Sense. Where's Minnie Mouse, by the way? She's barely in that show.
True.
Suspicious, I'm telling you. Suspicious. It's ponderous, man. Ponderous.
Well.
All right.
Are we moving on?
I guess we're moving on. Time to be moving along.
There you go. This is from the OC Register. Brady McDonald again on March 27, 2024. It says the 17,600 space East Side garage proposed by Disneyland would have a few hundred more parking spaces than the Mickey and Friends and Pixar Palace garages combined if the Disneyland Forward project gets approved by the city of Anaheim. That's right. This article is titled, I didn't bring in the title yet. Disneyland plans to build one of the world's largest parking garages again. It says the massive East Side parking structure would be one of the largest garages in the world, eclipsing the one-time record-holding Mickey and Friends garage that would be dwarfed by comparison. Wow.
Dwarfed. Are we supposed to use that term?
I don't know. I just did. Well,
okay. The paper did.
The paper did. I didn't. The 1.9 billion. I didn't practice. All right. 1.9.
I should have taken this story.
That's right. The 1.9 billion Disneyland Forward proposal is scheduled to go before the Anaheim City Council for a vote in May. The proposed East Side parking structure would serve northbound arrivals on the I-5 freeway with up to 3 proposed walking bridges across Harbor Boulevard connecting to the theme parks. Disneyland would boast nearly 50,000 total parking spaces if the proposed East Side garage gets built. Wow. If, right? Because there was a lot of pushback last time.
If is good. It's almost like, you think about all the stuff that Anaheim has, the convention center, the baseball stadium, it's almost like they need like some sort of massive parking thing somewhere that can be used for multiple different purposes. And then you can have, you have monorails or people movers that get people to the destination they're going to.
Trolleys or something, yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they, in the distant future, if they decide we're just going to make the area around Harbor and Catella all pedestrian, and then just the cars will be in these massive parking structures at the outskirts of the resort district. I don't know.
Makes sense.
Probably a bridge too far, so to speak, because we love our automobiles and stuff. But
I can see, a lot of downtowns have their own sort of railway or trolley or shuttles. I could see a loop of a train system that takes you, like you had mentioned, to all these places around in a circle.
They can call it rocket rods. No,
they could. No, but I could definitely see. I don't know if it go that far out to the airport, but I could definitely see going around the Anaheim area, because especially during baseball season or hockey, when you have the Honda Center or even concerts going on, or special events. So, I don't know. It's something that I'm sure they've already looked into and are talking about. Let's see what we have going on in the chat room. You can see it from space. I'm trying to think what that. Oh yeah, fans will come out just to park for the day. That's right.
I'm parking in one of the world's largest parking structures.
Disney fans who love original parking lot want return of the original lot.
Yeah. You know what they need? I mean, they really seriously, they need to encourage, they need to have it so it's very easy to drop people off and pick them up. For friends and family to drop them off, not just for guests and for cast members. It needs to be really close to where they're going, though, not on the outskirts. Friends, family members, Lyft, Uber. They really should try to make that as convenient as possible. Especially if they're for annual pass holders. Some of them. It's a separate charge to get a parking add-on to your pass.
When I stay in a hotel that's on harbor, all I notice is it's a street for people to kind of cruise around in, and then I'll hear like people racing down the street, a lot of sirens. So it would be nice. Yeah, if that was only a walking area, it could turn into a big mall, though. But
yeah,
I don't know. It is quite loud. The hotels do a good job trying to filter out some of the noise, but it can only do so much. But yeah, I know what Walt would say.
Why is that still here? So one of our guests. Why? What would Walt say? He'd say, "Why is that still here?" Yeah. So, well, you can peruse the chat room as I'm gonna. There's a related story here. Disneyland is now a historic theme park district. What's that mean for future projects? From Brady McDonald at the Register. And I guess that means no more future projects whatsoever. Now, the Disneyland Forward Environmental Impact Report identifies the potential Disneyland theme park historic district as eligible for listing in the National Registrar of Historic Places, or Register of Historic Places, which automatically places the district on the California Register of Historical Resources. And Disneyland is required to have any substantial changes to the park documented by a historian who would submit digital copies to the City of Anaheim and the Walt Disney Company archives. There are plenty of rides and attractions at Disneyland that could be considered cultural landmarks, but only 3 places in the 68-year-old Anaheim theme park have been singled out as historical in the Disneyland Forward Environmental Impact Report. The Main Street Railroad Depot, Pirates of the Caribbean attraction, and Hungry Bear Restaurant have been listed on the California Register of Historic Places and are eligible for the National Register of Historic Places according to the environmental impact report. So
not the castle or the Golden Horseshoe, or
I'm thinking somebody just kind of said, let's just pick like 3 things to throw into here, and then everybody else takes it so seriously, the 1955 Main Street Railroad Depot at the entrance of the park was identified in 2008 as eligible for listing in the National Register of Historical Places because of the Disneyland train station's, quote, association with significant events and persons, as well as significance related to architecture and engineering within the amusement park property type, according to the EIR. The 1966 Pirates of the Caribbean ride in New Orleans Square, it's actually 1967. Anyway, was identified as eligible for listing in the National Register of Historic Places because it represented a good example of the first phase of renovation and expansion in the 1960s Disneyland. The 1972 Hungry Bear Restaurant in Critter Country was also identified because somebody was hungry. Identified as a good example of 1970s renovations and expansions of Disneyland. A single-family home that was the first building at Disneyland theme park is also included in the EIR as a historically significant structure. The Pope House, which was relocated to the theme park in 1955 served as the home of Owen and Dolly Pope. Hello, Dolly. The Popes managed the horses of the Circle D Corral and moved into the house next to the 10-acre pony farm 3 days before Disneyland opened to the public in 1955. The Popes moved out of the house in 1971 when they relocated to the Magic Kingdom in Florida to supervise the building of the Tri-Circle D Ranch. Talk about a life, you know.
Not to Italy? Okay.
Live at Disneyland, live at Walt Disney World. The Pope House was relocated to a backstage area of Disneyland next to Ball Road when the Circle D Corral was removed to make way for the construction of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. So
I think they left one attraction off the list.
Yeah, what's that?
Astro Orbiter. Duh, right?
Duh. How could I not know that off the top of my head? Well, Laughing Place touches on this story, and they say Anaheim's, this is Tony Betty reporting, Anaheim's city-wide historic preservation plan was adopted in 2010 and provides for the identification and protection of historic resources, both individual properties and districts, throughout the city. The study did not include a citywide historic resources survey, but instead provides guidance for the evaluation and local designation of historically significant properties and districts. So, yeah. Too bad the Disney Gallery above Pirates of the Caribbean couldn't have been in it. We have people in our chat room who are Patreon supporters, and that's why they get to be in our chat room once per month. And I'm wondering, what do they have to say about all of this?
Well, John said Disney fans who love. Oh wait, that one I already read. John also said, so the Golden Zephyr would be considered historic.
Of course, it's historic,
but
only when it's not windy.
Dang. Okay. No, it's just odd. I get pirates, but even pirates, I don't understand. The train station, I get. The castle should be. And like I said, Golden Horseshoe, I mean, there's so much history in that building itself, but Hungry Bear? I mean, what about Space Place and Village House? And yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay. I mean, Plaza Inn would be more
absolutely
interesting. Okay.
All right.
Shall we move on?
That was a lot of reading on my part. I'm going to leave you the next story.
Yeah, this is well, we're making up for our.
We're making up for not being around. You know.
I scrolled down to the bottom. I thought, are we getting close? All right. All right. Let's see. Not that I'm not enjoying this. It's just All right. All right. So the next one is titled Disneyland tests automated turnstiles in 4.8 million entrance makeover by Brady McDonald, March 12th.
Okay.
Disneyland has begun testing a new automated entry gate system as part of a $4.8 million project that will overhaul visitor entrances for theme parks, hotels, the monorail, and downtown Disney later this year. Disneyland has installed a test entry gate at Disney California Adventure for a short period that will be removed to make way for a construction and installation of the complete system later this year. Work to remove the turnstiles at the Disneyland and Disney California Adventure entrances and install 62 new automated entry gates will begin later this year and will be completed in phases to limit the impact of the construction. Disneyland crews will tackle one turnstile bank at a time to minimize impacts to arriving visitors. Disneyland will remove the existing entrance turnstiles and install 38 new automatic entry gates, according to Anaheim building reports. Disney California Adventure will install 24 automatic entry gates after removing existing entrance turnstiles. According to the building reports, city documents estimate the cost of the project at $4.8 million. The entry update will make the gates stroller and wheelchair accessible. Disneyland's new automated gates will be similar to the ones installed at Disneyland Paris in 2019, with clear doors that open once visitors successfully scan a theme park ticket, annual pass, or magic band, and the system takes a photo of the visitor. Wow.
Yeah, you said that the entry updates will make the gates stroller and wheelchair accessible. Yeah. I mean, it's amazing, but in the 68 years that the park has been open, nobody's been able to enter in a wheelchair or strollers.
Not until they finally do this, Ken.
Oh no! They had to swing open a gate for them,
right?
And I think this eliminates that.
They enter with everyone else would enter. Is that what it? Not a special gate.
You would have like a gate between the turnstiles, and they would, But this will make it more efficient, supposedly. It does take your photo. I guess it takes your fingerprints, a blood sample, scans how much cash you have on you.
Urine sample. Code
That's
use.
right. That's right. DNA.
What about these clear gates? What do you think about Custodio's going to think about that?
Oh, that's going to have to be, I can imagine what the cleaning's going to be like for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wonder what material it's made out of. Yeah.
Right.
So, how soon before the old turnstiles are at the Von Eden galleries?
I don't know. Probably next in a couple months, I would assume. I'd like one of those at my front door at my house. Wouldn't that be cool?
Especially the blood sample part,
Well, yeah. That's already there. I need the turnstile.
Anyone in the chat room have anything to say about this?
Christine said the new gates look nice. Michael Park store accessible, like 6 feet wide, probably. There'll still be cast members there for assistance, so it's not just taking away cast member jobs. I assume that there won't be as many cast members there with this. I don't know for sure, but there will be cast members available. Because you still need someone to verify a person is actually the person on the account. Well, I think that's where the picture they have that the computer. If it has a problem matching up the person, then they probably will signal like a cast member to come over. And then...
Well, I forgot one of the features is underneath. It's going to weigh you as you go over there too.
That's interesting. I missed that part of the article. Disneyland man Neil said, I hope so. Love being greeted by the cast members when I arrive. True. I hope they don't get away from that, because that's something that could be special, depending on who it is. But yeah, you got to have that cast member touch. Everything can't be automated.
Yeah.
Friend who works there was sent to Disneyland Paris to study how they did it, Patrick said. Cool. Yeah, I mean, they've been doing it there
suffering for their work. Okay, yeah. Go to Paris.
All right.
All right, fine,
All right, well, let's move on to the next thing.
All right. Well, you know what, Lynn? I'm going to take the stories from here on out. You can just get the refurb information ready. Okay. I'll be selfish that way. Disneyland sells out of cheapest Magic Key annual pass. And this is from Brady McDonald in the Orange County Register. And this is way back on March 5th. Disneyland has sold out of the first of 4 Magic Key tiers in just a few hours, as the Disney tech team has updated the online purchasing process to cut wait times from hours to minutes, While demand remains high for the popular annual passes, all 4 tiers of Disneyland Magic Key annual passes went on sale on Tuesday, March 5th at 9 a.m. I think that was Greenwich time. No, that was Pacific time. The lowest priced Magic Key available only to Southern California residents sold out in less than 9 hours. Yeah. The 3 highest priced Magic Keys, Inspire, Believe, and Enchant, remained available as of 5:45 p.m. Tuesday, back when they published the story. Wait times were non-existent at 3 p.m. on Tuesday, while all 4 Magic Key tier levels were still available. By 5:30 p.m. Tuesday, the Magic Key website was serving up "Somebody ate the page" error messages, with Stitch licking his teeth. Yeah. This time around, Disneyland fans waiting in the online queue could click on a new Notify Me option that sent an email when it was their turn to buy their annual pass. It says they had 10 minutes to click on the return link when their turn began, or they would lose their place in line and have to start all over at the back of the line. Annual pass buyers are urged to monitor spam and junk folders to make sure they don't miss the initial email confirmation. Online Magic Key waiting room messages warn of annual passes that are in extremely limited supply or sold out in hopes of reducing surprises and disappointments after long waits. One of the biggest complaints has been from California residents trying to select the monthly payment option. Disneyland has made the monthly payment option more prominent on the checkout page. Yep.
All right.
And yeah, I'm sure some of our chat room reactors are annual or Magic Key holders. Excuse me.
Yeah, sure they are.
Along those lines, I will say that the Register, again, Bernie McDonald, reported back on March 5th that the $9.5 million Disneyland Magic Key class action lawsuit finalized how to get your cut. U.S. District Court Judge David Carter issued a final judgment and order on Monday, March 4th, in a case filed by Disneyland Magic Key annual pass holder Janelle Nielsen of Santa Clara County. According to court documents, Disney agreed in September to settle a federal lawsuit alleging that annual pass holders who purchased the $1,399 Dream Key in 2021 were unable to make theme park reservations at Disneyland and DCA despite the promise of no blockout dates. As a result of the class action suit, each of the 103,431 Dream Key annual pass holders will get about $67 or a churro, one or the other. A settlement administrator for the Magic Key class action case will provide notice to pass holders and pay out the cash awards. Don't go hog wild with it, folks. The biggest winners of the $9.5 million Magic Key class action lawsuit weren't Disneyland annual pass holders, but rather the plaintiff, the settlement administrator firm, and the lawyers. By the way, folks, that's pretty much the way it usually is with class actions. Magic Key pass holders will get around $7 million of the $9.5 million settlement. The other $2.5 million will go to fees related to the case. Magic Key pass holder and plaintiff Nielsen will get $5,000, 5 times what each of the other key holders get as an incentive award for her time, effort, and service. The class action lawyers representing Nielsen receive $2.375 million, or 25% of the $9.5 million settlement. The court also ordered the reimbursement of $192,000 in litigation costs. Disney is out $9.5 million plus attorney's fees as a result of the Magic Kingdom lawsuit, but it could have been much worse. And Disney will make that back with a few minutes of parking.
Pretty much.
I added that last part, but yeah, anyone in the chat room have anything to say about these annual pass situations?
Yeah.
Or Magic Key?
Christine said that Fresh Bake saw a sign in the park encouraging people to upgrade their tickets to Magic Keys. Wow. In the park. John said there's no wait to sign up for the Sweep Spot Patreon on the website.
Good point. Excellent point.
Christine said, wondering if they are allowing more keys or that many didn't renew. I'm assuming probably the latter because I don't know, just guessing. I mean, John probably allowing more to get the dough. Well, I know that, at least I would think, they want to keep the park. At least this was their motto a while back, was that they wanted to keep the park moderate for guest experience, you know. But I don't know if that's thrown out now or what.
Yep.
We will see.
Right.
All right, move on.
As usual, MiceChat.com had a bunch of Disneyland updates. They had one from Dusty Sage back on March 4th called Balancing Magic and with Reality, Spring Surprises and Disappointments. They had one from Dusty Sage on March 11th, Imagineering Reimagined, Avatar Anticipations, and Magic Key Mysteries. Oh, and by the way, folks, all of these stories will be linked in our current events section of our website, thanks to Russell. If you go to thesweepspot.com, you'll be able to click through and get the entire thing. Maybe some paywalls on the Orange County Register. I mean, I don't know. But yeah. So someone named MiceChat staff had a March 18th update called Tiana Sets Up Shop, New Gates and Pink Trees. And there was an update on March 25th called Toontown Troubles. Toontown Troubles Tamed, Spring Surprises and Seasonal Shenanigans. That was from Mike Kendrick, and it starts out with, it has been an eventful week at the Disneyland Resort with Toontown's final completion, wondrous journeys returning, spring break crowds, and glorious blooms. There's a lot to cover in this week's Disneyland update, so let's explore the latest from the happiest place on earth. Now, those updates are always really, really, really heavy with photos.
Yeah.
So, especially if you need to burn up a lot of data on your phone, go through and do that. But yeah, you know, you can see everything we've been talking about. So, not that we don't kind of paint a picture in your mind here with our theater of the mind.
Oh, yeah.
Any refurb information, Lynn?
We have quite a bit here. Let's start off. Astro Orbiter will be down. Well, it has been down, and it returns April 5th. So not too much longer. Another week.
Long national nightmare is almost over.
I know. Haunted Mansion is still down with no return date. I assume at the latest it would be August, whatever we talked about, the Halloween 23rd or something like that. I assume it'll be open by then. Redwood Creek Challenge Trail closed with no return date. Well, this is a new one. Tiki Room closed April 1st and returns April 3rd. So just for a few days.
Wow.
Pirate Slayer Tom Sawyer Island closed April 5th and reopens on the 8th. A few days there. Incredicoaster closed again April 8th and reopens on the 19th of April. So about 2 weeks there. The Matterhorn usually closes once a year, as it's an older attraction, but this time it's fairly short. It says April 15th and reopens on April 26th. Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln closes on April 16th with no return date. And of course, Winnie the Pooh closes May 1st with no return date.
Closed indefinitely.
Closed. Disneyland's historical attraction closed indefinitely.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's it. Let's see if we have any last comments. John said classic Disney attraction returns. Astro Orbiter. Yeah.
That's right.
Disneyland Man said, are they installing padded sides to the Matterhorn so my bones don't shatter next time I ride it?
They're changing the sponsorship to the American Chiropractic Association.
That's what I heard.
So,
All right. Wow, that was a marathon of current events, but we
had to catch up.
Yeah.
There's always, there's always more we can talk about, but that's what's really important from the last almost month. And I'm glad that we have Patreon supporters who do join us in the chat room. So you sign up and join them too. And, we do, we try to release an episode every week of the Sweep Spot. Lynn works very hard putting that together. And we do these current events episodes are usually every 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. So we catch up on everything that's been happening the last couple of weeks at the resort. And then the alternate weeks, we have a main topic episode so that we can take a dive into some main topic about Disneyland, so often historical. Last time in episode 380, we talked about what the Tomorrowland 1998 and kind of what led up to it and what's happened since and why it was the way it was and why Tomorrowland still is the way it is. So make sure you subscribe to the podcast for free. You can just subscribe for free wherever you like to listen, so you can never miss an episode. And do tell your friends we're here too.
Yes, thank you so much for listening, and we'll talk with you next time.